What is up, everyone? RP here. This is going to be, well, let's just put it out there. It's one of those videos I didn't expect to make anytime soon. Firstly, yes, I know, microphone not meant to come off an arm, but I'm in the middle of something here, so let me explain to you. This is going to be the last video filmed in this studio. I'm at an impasse in my life where I don't know how much I can do or figure out as far as what this channel looks like going forward. So for me at this present time in my life, I have decided that I'm not going to stop making videos. I love doing what I'm doing. I want to get back into it now that my schedule has been cleared up. And as of September is going to get a lot clearer just due to life. Let's put it that way. I want to get back into it. I want to push this as more of a full-time setup. And to do that, I need to, what's the old saying, out with the old, in with the new? That's what I'm going to do. So everything you see here, it's changing. Now, I know a few of these things have changed in the last couple of weeks since my last Talking Head video that I did on the vlog. Now, I'll be putting most of the progress for it on the IRL channel, which is the one you're watching now. There will be some parts put on the gaming channel just as more updates, so to speak. Essentially, just break it down. Essentially what's going on is this studio is changing. I don't like the fact that you could see that it was in a full-fledged house. And the office won't be at the house anymore. I'm not going to go into depth with the reasons why, but it won't be. End of story. That's it. That's the last I'll talk about it. So I found a new space to put it in, and I'll be putting it in that space going forward. Essentially, I just needed some change, and I procrastinate a lot when it comes to making change. So I didn't make change if I didn't need to. Now, my hand's been forced. I've had to change things up, and quite quickly. So going forward, like I said, for now, this will be the last video. Everything else will be filmed on the iPhone. Just going forward, just trying to get things sorted out, let you guys know what's going on, keep you up to date. I'm taking the channel in more of a different progression. This channel mainly it'll still be my IRL, but that being said, my IRL involves more than just the gaming side of things, and I feel like I've kind of dropped the ball. I don't do reviews as much anymore. I don't do unboxings. I've basically given up on the gaming side of things as well to a degree, but that's only because for the last 8 months I had something else that was taking up my time. And not taking up my time, it was in a good path, but I didn't have the mental clarity that I do now. And as of September, it'll get a little bit easier and harder in aspects. But I want to change things completely. Now, the new space is going to slowly change. I do have ideas for the new space, and they're not going to go into place immediately. A lot of the hardware that you've seen over the years, backgrounds, I don't know how that's going to look going forward, putting all that into place. So for now, the plan is to get as much as I can into place, into position, get everything to the new area, Oh, sorry, new shooting location. One of the big pushes I wanted in general for an office. Now, again, I changed to this office setup in the last 8 months, and this was purely to go for productivity. This wasn't for filming. But as you guys have seen in the past, or as I've mentioned, I always wanted a giant background where I could have a green sheet. No, green sheet's not the word. I can't think of green screen. There we go. I knew it was close. But where I could do, green screen work, because for my other channels, that's what I prefer to do. For my streaming alone as well, which I want to get back into, but I just don't have mentally at the moment. I don't have the capacity for it. A lot of the reasons why the channel's changed, apart from taking the new promotion at work, which I've now since stepped down from, and that has lent to my current situation. But a lot of it was due to the fact that I didn't have the time anymore. I didn't have the passion anymore. As you guys knew, ramping up to the end of last year, before I decided to take the leap, I had a schedule set out. I had every single day of the week, minus, I think, all but one Sunday a month, was allocated to one of the channels. And I could have spent 3 hours a day filming content that could have gone over the progression of a month for each channel. Gameplay channel. I had first looks. They're half an hour at most. They take about an hour to film. So, 3 hours, there's 3 first looks. There's 3 brand new games I'm checking out. And that's 3 weeks worth of stuff. So there's that. Then there was a simulator series. I think the first one was going to be Supermarket. 3 hours. And I think each of those episodes was meant to be 45 minutes. And that would have been edited. That wouldn't have just been straight from, from hit record to hit end record. That would have been edited. So I could have, to be honest, a 1 3-hour session could have been 1 episode. It's a possibility. There could have been some changes made. I didn't want to do it as much that way, but that is a possibility of how it could have gone. And then you get the role play episode every Friday. And that was the initial breakdown. They were hour-long episodes. And again, I could have filmed one of those in 3 hours because I could have just ignored some side shit. Like if I did side quests, I could just alluded to them and then skip back. These were all options that I was willing to go to. I was going to do Saturdays were going to be no, actually I don't think I was doing anything on Sundays. I think Sundays were this month in gaming. Or it was going to be this week in gaming, that's right, because it was going to be Twig. And I had a stack of ideas for t-shirts and merch for that one as well. As much as that shouldn't have been my initial push, but I wanted, for certain aspects, I wanted certain merch ready for it, just in case it did take off, that was available to roll out. Also for Twig, I wanted logo work anyway, just for the episodes, because, entrance screens, things in general. I had a weekly vlog I wanted to do. This would have been one of those weekly vlogs. Now, this weekly vlog is going to take a lot longer, and this may also be the final vlog I do for a couple of months. That's why this one's so serious and why it's going to take a little bit of time. And somewhere in there was going to be like a reacts video or a setup video, something different. If I could do an unboxing, that would be on there as well. If I could do a review of a product, that would be on there. all these are going to change. I don't know the structure. Oh, and also the Saturdays were going to be, at first it was monthly episodes on my Aussie Paranormal channel, and then eventually it was going to be weekly the more I could invest in that, because again, 3 hours a day, it's not that hard, and I can push all this progression. 3 hours I can knock out. Like I said, if I got to the point where I was happy enough doing certain videos to a certain length, first looks could be half an hour, and that's including end screen, middle screen, shameless merchandising plugs, like bits and pieces, and I could filter that out to a half an hour. But I could probably knock out 3 or 4 in a filming session. And that's all it would need to be. And then I would send that off to an editor, or I would edit them myself, and then things would push and progress from there. But again, that's 3 hours a day, and then I can go off and do other things. Or if I'm having a really shit day and all I want to do is stay inside, I can have a whole film day where I'm not just doing 3 hours. I could be doing 9 hours worth of work in a day, or 12 hours worth of work. And that's a lot of filming. And then I just got to push it and get it edited out, and there's a couple of months done. So yes, to do it the way I did it, where I didn't push one channel over the other, I didn't establish a channel before I did it, before I made a new one. Stupid idea. 100% would not recommend doing it this way at all. But I did it that way. Hence why Aussie Paranormal has not done anything. I've not done a single speck of information with that channel. I made an introduction video, which may or may not stay up based on the fact that it's like a year old by now, because I just didn't do anything. Also, new space, I want to re-record a lot of introduction videos. I want to change a lot of things. But we're just going to see how we go. Okay, at this point in time, there are 0 promises. And that's just how they're going to go for now. But the main thing is this setup that I'm in at the moment will be changing. I will be going to a different setup, different location. The location I'm going to actually is very similar to the one I'm in now. And that was just due to sheer luck. Now, I took photos of this area years back when it was bare bones, nothing was in place. I still had the photos. So where I'm going to, I turn around and ask how much we could recreate in that similar space, because this is where I started my streaming career. It's where I started my YouTube channel. It's where I started this one, I believe. No, this one was started in a different location, but it was all within the same house that I'm in currently. As of September, that all changes. Now, I want to recreate as much of that as possible, because that's still motivation. I like that area. There's a reason I did so many videos in that location. Now, yeah, having a whole room to myself as an office was great, but having a little nook, I'm not putting too much into it. I'm not making it overly packed with content to look at. Like, now you can see pop vinyls, prime bottles, friggin' F1 Lego cars, and figurines, NBA rings in the background. Like, you've got plenty of stuff in there that you could filter off. Like, a lot of the videos I watch, unless they're partial blurred in the back, I'm looking at the items in the back. Talking heads, I get very offset. And I understand that this is the majority of the videos I've been making as of late. But these require the least amount of effort to film. To edit and finish and hand out, I would want to say they take the most time to flesh out and finish. And going forward, It's what I want to do with them. I want to flesh them out. I want to do them properly. It's just not how I'm doing them at the moment. I've always just gone point, shoot, film, right, upload straight away. These videos have never had introductions, and they won't start having intros. They won't have outros. Every new series is going to have an intro and outro specifically for that series. So that if I decide that, hey, look, we need to take a break from this series, I can send that series away, pack it down. I still have all the content. So the intros, the outros, it's ready to go. And then we can come back to it later. And there will be series like that. For instance, I did a Mass Effect and a Dragon Age series beginning of like 2 years ago. I never finished a single one. But these aspects that I want to go back to eventually. Now, do these require a bit of time and effort? Yes. Unfortunately, they're going to produce. They're going to take up a lot of my time, and that may change the way I do things. But I want to change. I don't want to stick in the same rut that I've been in. Now, I've been doing the same videos the same way for ages, too long even, and that's part of what needs to change. So, going forward, once this office is stripped down, moved to the other side, and rebuilt in whatever way I can think of that suits me, channel videos will start popping up on the channel a little bit more. Now, currently, you will still get this channel moving forward, but you will not get other channels won't be as live. Like the game, RP Gaming won't be pushing as much. Obviously the Aussie Paranormal channel will not be progressing because I just don't have. I won't have a studio to build in, to film in. Sorry, I've still got to build it out. I've got to flesh it. And yes, these things take time, and yes, it frustrates me that I can't do it immediately, but I kind of need to make changes. I need to make differences that are going to matter, and currently, nothing I'm doing is making that change. And I feel like with my position that I'm in currently, with a fresh start coming, I need to make fresh decisions, not just go back on what I've been doing and going, oh, it's tried and true. Well, it's not tried and true. I tried it. It didn't work out. But I still stuck with it because it was easier than making a difference, easier than admitting that I was wrong. And that's a flaw that I have as a person in general. I don't like to admit that I fucked up. I don't like admitting that I'm struggling, that I'm making mistakes, that I need help. And I had a great team behind me. You know, from day one, had an amazing editor. She helped me out with so much. But I honestly couldn't pay her. And that annoyed me. So I said to her, look, find something else. That was me admitting that this isn't going to work out as quickly as I thought. I expected to be able to at least turn a couple $100 per video. And I didn't. I naively went into it thinking, this will be simple. A couple $100 a video, like that's not going to be that hard. I don't understand the algorithm as much, so I don't understand the turnover into that. And I started off wrong by solely making this about making money. I shouldn't have. I should have turned around and gone, you know what? I'm going to go into this. If I make money, great. If I don't, meh. It should never have been about money in the first place. I started making videos like the original Gunk videos. They suck. They're terrible. But I enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making that series, and I would go back and make that series again. I won't, ever. But if push came to shove, those videos came down for whatever reason, I would turn around and go, you know what? I'm going to make that video again. A lot of videos that I'm making or that I have planned for making can be somewhat redone or can be seasonal. There was an idea, and it's still on the channel. It's just not live. It's been private for 2 years. There was going to be a Minecraft series, and there was going to be additions to that, like additional episodes to that series over time. It was never meant to have a timeline or a simple, right, this is going to be 3 months worth of content. It was just here and there. And again, scheduling issues, I think, need to be involved in that, because back when I first made it, this was still, well, this channel was mine, but the RP Gaming channel was still the Saloon Media Gaming channel. Because my idea was to make a production company, and I started off, like I said, I've made all the mistakes that other content creators have probably made in the past. You think big, you start big, you flop. I didn't make the baby steps. I thought big. I realized what mistakes I made, but by then it was already, they were big mistakes. So yeah, you get a little bit heartbroken, you get a little bit downtrodden, you lose your motivation. Now I went into it with a full head of steam, thinking, I've got this, I know what I'm doing. I didn't. I literally picked up a webcam, had the ability to film a video, for film gameplay finally, and went, oh, I'm going to do this. I went about it the wrong way. I'm still going to make mistakes going forward, but I tend to make a lot less of them going forward, if that makes any sense. But, you know, mistakes will happen. And you've got to get in there and give it a try. If you don't try something, you don't know. You know, and a lot of people say it's like, oh, you know, your basic fundamentals is like fake it till you make it. I even tried that, and it didn't work. But I am very stubborn and do not believe that I have failed. I believe I've just found a lot of ways not to do this. I was stubborn. I bought my first camera for $600, and it turns out that whilst playing around with it, I may have broken it slightly. There's a camera place around from the corner from the house that I currently reside in, who could probably have a look at it for $60. As far as fixing it and getting it working again, no clue. But that camera alone, I can then use to film videos with. I'm currently using an Elgato 4K. 4K? No, Mark II. I don't have the 4K one yet. Although I think this does 4K. Not sure. Don't quote me. But I saved up for that one. Whereas a couple of years back, I could have just gotten the camera fixed and been filming content with this much clarity from day one. Ultimate goals are to do some form of collaboration or work in some form with brands like Elgato, Corsair. I'm pretty sure they're the same company, or one's a parent company of either. But those are brands that I enjoy using, so that's what I want to do. When I first started, it was all about getting everything, you know, Asus ROG. Why? Couldn't tell you. I honestly have no idea why I wanted to do that. I think I liked the eye logo. Maybe that was what caught my attention. A lot of my attention or decision making is based on what I see. If I like the look of it, I go for it. However, majority of the coloration I've picked for my lifestyle or for my branding has been the yellow, white, black, bits of silver here and there. And yes, I get it. My friends have pointed it out to me that is the hub. If you know, you know. But I want to change things. You know, like I said, I have plans. I have goals that I want to work on. I want to I'm not saying I want to do things and get things for free. I mean, that would be great here and there, but that's not what I want to do. Like, I'm not saying I want to work with Elgato and Corsair to get free items. Wouldn't say no, but that's not what I want. I want to work with these companies because a lot of the stuff that I use is with that. So I want to stick with the same ecosystem. My computer is like 5 years out of date, and there's not a lot I can do with it currently in its current form. So, yes, the ultimate goal, dual PC setup. I want to do my streaming more. A lot of my content, unfortunately, based on the streaming, is gaming. So therefore, I want to game a little bit better. This would work great as just a set productivity computer. However, to up my game with a certain few things, yeah, I need to get off my ass and update it. But I'm to the stage where I can't just turn around and go, oh, new motherboard, new chipset, we're good. No, things have changed. I now need new RAM. I'm still working on a 3060, and I'm happy with that. That's fine. But eventually that's going to play a part, and then I'll have to upgrade to a new set. I've got no issues playing with an older set. I don't really see the need to get the newer graphics cards. Doesn't make sense to me at this point in time. If I was pumping out content left, right, and center, if I was streaming 7 days a week, yeah, maybe a graphics card, the 5090, whatever it is at the moment, the highest one you got, maybe that would make sense. But currently the 30 series works perfect. There's no issue with it. I've been getting all the productivity I need out of it as it is. But eventually, I'm not stupid. I understand that to keep up in this game, you do need to spend quite a bit of money. And I've sunk about $6,000-$7,000 into my accounts as it is, whether that be paying editors, whether that be paying for logo works. Now, I paid a lot for logo works. Majority of them have flopped, but I've paid for them. I've paid for accounts where I can make up my own bits and pieces for a logo. The Aussie Paranormal logo was one that I made on, I think the app website's called Place It. That's all through that. Both the Skullboy logo and the monogram that I've put on a few videos here and there, that's all through Fiverr. And those will have additions coming as well. Like I said, as I've said in previous videos, a lot of what I do now is because I watched other creators do it and I like the idea. Imitation is the biggest form of flattery out there. It's because I respect these content creators. It worked for them. I don't want to rip off what they did. I do want to imitate it a little bit in the fundamentals of how I do things. That's why I created a separate channel to do non-gaming content. I understood that, so for instance, Rooster Teeth had a more lifestyle channel, and then they had a gaming channel. They started them together at one point, and then they eventually split them. I think that was a great idea. My logo worked. The idea was to always have a brand new logo every year, or a brand new style, same logo, brand new style. Now, Skullboy's not going anywhere. The monogram's not going anywhere. Eventually, the monogram is going to take over as front and center on a lot of things, but Skullboy will still be there because that was my makings, was the Skull the Mask. That's why a lot of people I've worked with to get new logos done up, they've been like, oh, we'll get rid of the hat, we'll get rid of the gas mask. I'm like, no. 3 fundamental rules: a skull, wearing a gas mask, and a cap. That's it. Adapt it as much as you want, but those are the 3 fundamentals. I mean, we've changed up a lot compared to my first logo to the one I got now. It's amazing compared to what it used to be. And the original one was just a sticker that I took a photo of, had a friend scan it and clean it up, and then I was making templates. And the first colorway changes to it were ones I just did on Adobe. They were just simply, I cut around the edging, took out the center, and would wrap it around something else. They were very sloppily done, but they were the ones that I did because they got they got the job done. These are all things I want to change in the end. But this is where I'm going from here with what I've got to where I want to get to. Changes need to be made. Like I said, though, the first one, this studio. Like I said, this will be the very last vlog I do in this studio. This is the last thing I film in this studio. After this, we start breaking things down, boxing it up. I may not even see my PC for the next 2 months. That's how much I want to break this down. So a lot of the vlogs, I don't know if you can edit on a phone. I've never looked into it, never tried. But if you can, I'll edit the videos. If I can't, you're going to get just point and shoot from hit record to hit end. But you guys are used to that from this channel, so you won't be surprised. But that will be a eventual difference. I still would love to be able to do the whole caravan or shed gutting idea, which I will explain in future videos on kind of what I'm looking at doing as to what I will do. And yeah, we'll go from there. So hopefully we talk again soon. Let's put it that way. Hopefully the departure and the time between this video and when I speak again will not be very long. Last one's been a couple of weeks here and there. I want to do it more regularly. I want to get a schedule back. I want RP Gaming to start launching videos again. I want Aussie Paranormal to start something. But firstly, I need a space. So there will be some differences, mainly this location. So goodbye for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye.